Arsenal tonight have broken the internet. There is no doubt about it. This is the most polarised transfer I have seen in Premier League history. Well, at least in the social media period of the game. We have no way of judging the reaction of the average man and woman like you and I from back in the day. When you look at the Chelsea fans, the glee, the excitement, the banterous nature, and you look at this big percentage of Arsenal fans tonight that are fuming, angry, almost inconsolable in many ways, confused. What are Arsenal doing? Why are they giving £52 million to Chelsea for Noni Madueke? Most believe it is too much money. Most believe there's not going to be a return on investment, and believe that the money should be getting spent elsewhere. What now happens with Rodrigo? Is it guaranteed that Eze still happens? Why are we scrimping and scraping over Gyökeres, but yet spending £52 million on Noni Madueke, a player that many Gooners don't believe they even need, because Waneri is better in their eyes. But look, hit the like button for us. Please make sure you're subscribing. I was out tonight. I was working for Match Bingo. I was out with the guys afterwards that we were working with. And, you know, I was just trying to process this a little bit. The deal in itself, I've given my opinion on it and I stand on it. Okay. Yes, I could be wrong. And I'm open to that. He could go to Arsenal and be a success, score goals, be good cover. He could do all of these things and prove people like me wrong. And I'm sure every Gooner, even the ones that are seething right now, in their heart of hearts, think, well, I don't like the deal. I don't want the player. But he's here now and I hope he delivers. That's what most Gooners are going to think. So I could be wrong. He could deliver. But for me, look, I agree with the Arsenal fans who are frustrated. I think this is too much money for a player that isn't of the standard needed. The fact, and you can look at Chelsea fans, look at their reaction, look how happy they are. They're not fearful. They're not worried. They don't believe there is a situation at all where this deal works for Arsenal. And for Arsenal fans, they're starting to believe there's a little bit of a problem here. And do you know what it is? It isn't. It's PTSD as well. The amount of players that Arsenal have purchased from Chelsea, the huge amounts of money. This is the element that I think is really frustrating a lot of Gooners. This is, I think, the element that is getting under their skin so much tonight. It's nearly every single signing flops, and we're bought from that same club again. So the PTSD is there. But I also think that Arsenal Football Club have made a big mistake because they've now put even more pressure on this season. Mikel Arteta has been at the club since November, December time in 2019. Did wonderfully well to win the FA Cup in that first 6 months at the club, but no trophies since. 3 seasons running, coming third in the league, and of course that Champions League semi-final last year. But with multiple bad exits from League Cup and FA Cups, the pressure is as high as it has ever been. And Arsenal are spending big this summer. They are going to spend hundreds of millions of pounds on top of the 600 to 700 million that have already been spent. This deal, though, now amplifies the situation, puts even more pressure upon Mikel Arteta and Arsenal to deliver. And I think the board here, Berta, Arteta is part of that decision-making process too. They've made a mistake. Because every Chelsea fan, especially Chelsea, every Tottenham fan, every rival of Arsenal's, they are now checking when are the pre-season games. They're ready for those hate-alongs. They're ready for the hate compilations. The articles, the tweets, the vlogs, the blogs, the reactions, they're all drafted. They're all drafted. You're funding this for Chelsea. You're getting Chelsea out of financial this. Chelsea have gone on to this level. It's all being done now. And that pressure is going to mount and mount and mount. And the only way that a button is hit and that subsides is if Noni Madueke is a success. Or the other signings come in and blow the league away. But if Arsenal are stuttering, if Arsenal are not at the standard people expect or want them to be, and this is the Arsenal fan base we're talking about here, this deal is going to come back. It is going to come back. And that's why, for me, they should have avoided this. There's already enough pressure. There was no need to add more. There was no need to create another side dish, another sub-story, a different plot. They didn't need to do it. And you see this a lot in sort of movies, like a spin-off. It's like a spin-off. It's like a spin-off season from a really good show. Sometimes they're not needed, and they didn't need to do it, Arsenal. Doesn't create enough, doesn't score enough. Good skill, good dribbling, can beat a man, but the end product for the money is simply not there. And I think they've made a very, very poor mistake. Now look, PR-wise, there's an element here that's recoverable. You know, in a day or two, you announce Gyökeres. A day or two later, you announce Eze. And maybe, just maybe, Arsenal could pull something off for Rodrigo. And if that happens, if Arsenal are able to do that, then for a period, Arsenal fans may be able to forget. It will be difficult for rivals to banter Arsenal for the purchase, the arrival, the unveiling of players of that quality and that ilk. And then overall, Arsenal's summer is very, very good. And I still think Arsenal have had quite a good summer. I think Norgar's a good bit of business. I think Zubimendi's great. I'm confident. I hope it don't happen, but I'm confident that Gyökeres goes there. Amazing piece of business. It really is. So there's some PR that can help save this a little bit. But I still think there is a bitter and a sour taste left in the mouth of the vast majority of Gooners. Some will adapt quicker and say, do you know what? I'm annoyed, but do you know, he's an Arsenal player. I'm behind him. I support my club. I give everybody a chance. And that's an honourable way and a sensible way for many to think. There are others, they're just not into this. There are others that are just going to be like, no, 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 no. And if they're already angry at the club for either appointing or keeping Arteta, the years of failure, whatever it may be, you have just now put a red rag to a bull and things could get even more toxic. And from my perspective, I just think, and I say it again, this is a deal that has created this huge level of polarization. It's broken the internet tonight for maybe all the wrong reasons. And I do believe, and I do think that Arsenal Football Club could have avoided this. I don't think they had to go and get it done. But as ever, look, I want your views. I want your opinions in the comments section below because they are more important than mine at the end of the day. Arsenal fans, are any of you coming around to the idea? Now you've had a bit of time to process it. Are you still dead set against it? How do you think it will deliver? And what does a good season for Noni Madueke look like? I'd love to understand that from you in the comments section below. Do me a big favor and hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe, turn on the bell notification button as well. Very, very important to us. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.